April 6th, 2025. I am in Waterford, Connecticut. I am in a parking lot at Target. I'm driving out. I'm going to head over to the Crystal Mall and do a drive around there to see what the Crystal Mall looks like in the year 2025. It is way past the heyday of the Crystal Mall, and for that matter, any mall era. But we are going to document what it looks like right now. Olive Garden over there to my right. But anyways, we're just about to enter the Crystal Mall. There's the sign slightly to the right. I'm pointing right at it now. Okay, we're entering the Crystal Mall. This used to be very exciting back in the, 80s maybe. I'm not sure when this was built, but you got JCPenney is there. There seems to be some kind of a trailer. I don't know if there's some kind of a convention or maybe it's a sale. Get top dollar. Okay, they're selling these large pull behind, trailers for traveling. And I'll drive right around the perimeter. Actually, let me, I got to figure out how I want to cover this. I mean, look at that parking lot. It's dead empty. There's no store over there. I mean, it used to be, I don't know. I think Filene's was down the other end. It's hard to remember the number of stores that have been in and out of here. JCPenney, that's probably still open. There's another one of the glorious entrances to the Crystal Mall. No longer filled with people. There's a side entrance to JCPenney. Looking in the window of JCPenney, it looks, I don't know, it may be closed. Let's get a look at these trailers. I don't know, I mean, campers, whatever they're, RVs, recreational vehicles. That's not why we're here. We're here to see the Crystal Mall. There's a side view right there. I'm going to try to get multiple views. This is, I'm a documentarian when it comes to stuff like this. A lot of these videos, every one of them can be, if you want to, call it a mini documentary, because in the future, this structure that we're looking at right now might not be here. I would say chances are really good it won't be here. It'll be replaced with something else. But when this thing was, firing on all cylinders back in, again, the 80s, late 70s, 80s, I'm not sure. I got to look that up, but it was all the rage. You couldn't find parking down here. All right, this was not Filene's. JCPenney, Filene's. The name escapes me, but there it is. There's the once glorious, once packed to the rafters. Okay, what does it say? This store is now closed. Oh, Macy's. Good. That used to be Macy's, so it is 100% no longer in existence, closed, whatever terminology you want to use. All right, Talbot's is still in the mall. There's a sign there, Buffalo Wild Wings Grill and Bar. Let me cruise around here real slow. I'm going to have to go up and down a little bit. There's a smattering of cars to my left. Buffalo Wings over there. There's a dog. Maybe they allow dogs in here now. I don't know. Okay, to my right, that used to be Sears, right there, this building. I believe. Let me get up here a little bit. I got to take a look. get my bearings. I haven't been down here in a while. There's not much reason to come down to the Crystal Mall anymore. But it used to be, you know, it was new. It was a mall. It was like, wow, what's a mall? And they started making malls bigger and bigger. Mall of America, you know, things like that. But this Waterford, Connecticut Crystal Mall was all the rage at one point. I mean, it was just booming. This was Sears right here. It's not Sears anymore, and it hasn't been for several years. So we're getting the front part of the Crystal Mall. We'll go around the back. I'll try to do as comprehensive an outdoor tour as I can. Okay, there's kind of a wide shot. Again, Sears directly in front of us. It was a really good store. They had appliances, you know, Kenmore, and tools, the best tools they had. They had clothing. They had everything you can think of in Sears. I think the online shopping and other factors put the final nail in the coffin of the Crystal Mall, and malls all over the country. There's a good shot right there of the Crystal Mall entrance, and one of the many entrances, but this is one of the biggies. Back in the, you know, in the old days, they had a different logo. This let me go up here and get a look at these cars. They had in my opinion, a better logo. The original Crystal Mall logo, in my personal opinion, was, you know, aesthetically more visually pleasing or attractive, in my opinion. Let me get another real wide shot. Right there. And then they, for some reasons that escape me, why they would invest money in changing the logo that everybody was used to, the lettering, the font, whatever, to one that, in my opinion, this is just me, is vastly inferior to the original. Why they would do that, I have absolutely no idea. Okay, there's another side entrance right there. I don't think I've ever used that entrance to Macy's, the former Macy's. Handicap parking. You know, parking, I remember parking. I'm going to pull into. One time I came to Macy's, the Crystal Mall in general, my wife and I. And I parked right here. This is a non-handicapped conventional. I'll recreate the greatest parking experience of my life at the Crystal Mall. Was right here in this parking spot. That was, you know, that's one of these situations you come down here, the place is packed, and you're like, oh man, we'll never find a parking place. I get the best spot in the entire lot. I mean, this parking lot here holds thousands of cars. Okay? Thousands, not hundreds. Thousands. I will now go around to the side. Again, I'm going to try to cover as much of this mall from the outside as I possibly can. This stores, you know, like I said, Target, Olive Garden. There's a bunch of stores across the street up on the hill over there. Let's get a side view of this Crystal Mall. But yeah, across the street, there's a bunch of other stores. JCPenney. By the way, again, this is like one of my favorite type of days to record video. It's very overcast. You know, the only thing is there is a threat of rain. Obviously, I don't want to encounter rain. That can be very problematic. Okay, this is not completely deserted, but I just think back to, you know, the glory days. Let's cover everything. I'm going to get this back entrance to what used to be JCPenney. You know, back when JCPenney was at the Crystal Mall. Right there it is. And it was thriving. They were employing a lot of people. They were moving a lot of goods. No longer the case. They are 100% closed, vacant, empty. Okay, I'm going to drive. I'm going to take a left here in a second. And this is the back entrance that leads to the food court. So there's still probably a reason, assuming the food court is still has restaurants in there. Yeah, there's people walking in. I'm not sure what this guy is doing. I guess he wants me to go. I don't know. He's got some kind of a problem, but whatever. Road rage is everywhere. For reasons that are beyond me. I don't know his situation. All right, we're behind the Crystal Mall. There's not a lot to see back here except loading areas that you would load up. Big trucks like right there. You bring in the goods, but otherwise not much is back here that's really worth looking at. There's a big sign on the side here. Let me see if I can swing around. I mean, the roads are in disrepair. Obviously, nothing's being kept up. Christmas tree shop, Bed Bath & Beyond. As far as I know, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think neither one of them is here anymore. All right, let me swing around this sideway to the left here. There's a view of the back of the Crystal Mall. We'll document it. Again, this is a documentary short film of what the Crystal Mall looks like, or looked like, depending on whether you're watching this, in the year 2025. Okay, let's get another side view. Let's see, what Christmas tree shop, Bed Bath & Beyond. Again, don't know if, I don't think either one of them is any longer in business. I could be wrong. I do not know for a 100% fact, but I'm pretty sure. Hey guys, if I don't know something, I freely admit it. I mean, I'm just driving around gathering. My main goal is to gather footage. You know, visual video footage where people can look at it, reminisce, see what things used to be like. Let's see now. This used to be, yeah, back here was Sears Automotive area, right back here. I got a battery one time, a die-hard battery, and I put it in myself in an absolute, it was like 10 degrees outside. I mean, my tools were not adequate. I got the thing in, but it was not the best of circumstances. Okay, directly in front of us, a big welcome entrance to the former Bed Bath & Beyond Christmas tree shop, whatever. Let me swing around here a little bit. I want to go around that circle. There's kind of a I hope this isn't too dizzying. But there's kind of a circle right here. Apparently people used to, or can still, drive around here. Okay, Eblin's is apparently there. Just because the sign's there doesn't mean it's there. There's a lot of signs around here that no longer really mean much, considering the stores aren't there. Like Sears and JCPenney. Although I didn't see a Sears sign. I did see a JCPenney sign. What is this? Fluid truck. So obviously there's some form of business down here. Or place that they keep fluid trucks parked. Big potholes I have to avoid. The parking lot alone, if some company comes in here and they say, we're going to take over, to repave or repair this parking lot would be, a multi-million-dollar endeavor. Man, you even got Canadian geese up here. Let's get a shot of them. We'll go right up to them. They don't care. It's a big vehicle, and they're just barely moving out of the way. Home Depot is on the right. That's been there for years. Again, you can see up on the hill there's stores. A lot of places have been in and out of business up there, too. I'll give you a wide shot of this. Kind of the side. Sears used to be, again, right in front of us. There's Bed Bath & Beyond Christmas Tree Shop. Those fluid trucks. This is just a different view. So I'm covering all conceivable views of the Crystal Mall. And let me see here. Okay, so we got all this in. Let me get back to where I was. Keeping a very close eye on, 3-foot deep potholes. And I'll work my way back to the front of this mall. I don't know what is in the mall for stores. I haven't been in there in many years. This part in here has always been extremely confusing. People going, there's cars coming every which way but loose, but not anymore. By the way, Longhorn Steakhouse back there. Look at this guy, pulls directly out in front of me. That's nice. Obviously that's a huge tactical error on that gentleman's part, but what am I going to do about it? It seems like this entrance here, this is where the cars are. This is where the smattering of vehicles are. So I wonder, I'm thinking of taking a walk inside the mall, very brief. Grab some footage, which I'm sure is not, I'm sure they won't want me to, so. For now, that's the end of the video. This portion of the video, the driving portion, is now officially over.